So this is just going to be a quick breakdown of the winning race. Then I get my big win. Welcome to the Quarantine Dude. We are looking at Mount Panorama and my first ever big win as a A-level driver rating. This is huge for me because this put me right over the top. So I could really get some. It was basically my first big chance at big points, bigger than I was used to anyway. Probably not as well, obviously not as big as the A+ or S rating, but still. So here we are at the beginning with our British Racing Green Simple livery. We qualified first. That lap was exceptional. You basically have to use all of your overtake function, or boost, let's call it, to really propel yourself. We qualified first, but I think it was like, not even, I think it was 300ths of a second. Yeah, and this race, as we went on, was nerve-wracking because this was the final time that the server was open, and I had actually competed in the race 3 previous times, and all 3 previous times I would get bunted in that very first corner, and I was having to play catch-up the entire race, just because people didn't know how to brake behind me. And I mean, sure, there's some penalties or whatnot, but I mean, when you get sent, not just into the grass, but into the actual sand, it's basically game over. And then you have to take an extra time to get your tires all warmed up again and everything, so I was really super nervous in this one because it was the last time the server was open. I qualified first place, but we're on the wrong side of the grid. We're on the right side, not the left side. We want to be on the right, or on the left side, sorry. Which I was actually kind of hoping to qualify second, but the fact that we qualified first was still good. We're on the front line, but anyway, this is a lap, the race breakdown. And you can see all the competitors here. We're going to be pausing it as we go and just doing a quick little race breakdown. So here we go. The jet's flying over. So as you can see, we are... let's see if I can move the camera. Here we go. So yeah, we qualified first. We're on the right-hand side and waiting for the starting lights. The guy to my left, Drizzy. Unfortunate what happened to him. You'll see here in a moment. And he qualified second, just by, I think it was 300ths of a second. But I think just because of the practice that I had from the 3 previous races, I think that really helped me develop a strategy. And that just goes to show that you're not always going to get it your first try. Don't always give up, and don't always just accept, whatever result you get the first, second, or even third, maybe even fourth time. Because you can still try again. And sometimes it won't work out for you, that second, third, or fourth time. Yeah, I was lucky. Really lucky in this case. So, here we go. This view, I think, gives the best footage for what happened that very first corner. And this is one of the highest elevation changing tracks in the world. It's in Australia at Mount Panorama in Bathurst. Phenomenal track, super technical in the midsection. Here we go, a little bit of wheel spin off the hop. Everybody's launching pretty well. Down to the first corner and take it slow up the inside and boom! Drizzy just ends up doing what kind of what happened to me in the first little bit, with the exception that I was punted off into the sand. He, I guess, didn't brake in time, and that sucks for him. So yeah, let's carry on. Comes back on the track. Somebody's got a penalty back there. Penalties were flying around in the past races when I was doing this, but luckily we ended up without one in the first lap. Looks see people being shuffled around, bumped around like crazy back there. Holy. Let's take a look back there. Damn, these guys are just going nuts back there. Jesus. 2.5-second penalty for LB3 Auto. Not sure what happened there. And this is the guy in second place. He's right behind me. He's from the U.S. It's not the guy who qualified second, as you can see. But I know that right on that first straight there, I had mashed the overtake function there to try to create a bit of a gap. So I was outside of the slipstream. And I think that's the smartest thing to do. And I tried it again right here on the back straight. And I'm willing to bet that he was on it too. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it here. I don't know. Replay options, display all, race info, display all. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be a bit better. So, let's see. There we go. Yeah, he's crossing the, so you can see. Just right there, right now. He just starts overtaking his, see in the bottom right-hand corner, it says the overtake, and it's in red. Yeah, so he is mashing the overtake button, which is exactly what I am doing. And what that actually does is, it's not DRS. So don't get confused. It is not DRS. DRS is what they use in a lot of the Formula Series, especially Formula 1. And all that does is it is like active aero for your rear wing. You tilt it down further so there's less downforce and less drag, giving you a higher top speed, which puts less strain on the engine, and that's how you're able to do it. This, however, does not do exactly that. It basically gives you the same result, but it goes about it a different way. It simply uses more fuel to pump out more power. So very similar to what Ferrari did in Formula 1 in, I believe it was 2019? I think it was 2019 or 2018, how they had the monitor on their fuel system that was counting every, 3 seconds how much fuel they're using, or however long it was. And Ferrari was actually using more fuel in between the times that the monitor was measuring. So they were cheating 100%. They've since been caught, obviously, and have corrected that. But nonetheless, that's what this does. It simply uses more fuel, which is legal in this case. Let's go. So I am using my overtake function a little bit there up the front, but as you can see, I haven't used that much. You only have a limited amount per race. And it's not like you go to the pits and it resets. No, it's just per race. But we nailed that apex there. We're doing pretty good on the first lap. I was very happy with this. And we have a pretty good gap. Just outside of slipstream there for the gentleman behind me. On this race, however, I did have my buddies Jeff and then a fine gentleman from the UK who was with me, giving me all of the support in my chat while I was online streaming. Mobo, giving me all the support I needed while he was drinking his whiskey coffee. Yeah, so it was nice to be able to actually talk to someone live while you're racing, just to kind of keep your confidence high, you know, that you're not actually making this big mistakes, you know, keep you grounded. So let's go change the camera angle here. This is my camera angle here that I use for the majority. As you can see, that section's hard. Now hold on, let's go back a little bit right there. How close he is. Right through this chicane after right here. You can see this right here. So you can see the white lines. There is just, and I mean just, enough room to fit your whole car back in between the wall and the white line. I have done it during practice. I did it during qualifying a couple times in the past races during the times that the servers were open. And I was getting penalties. You get a 1 second penalty for doing that there. So I was basically making sure that I didn't get one, and I'm so close here. It's absolutely nuts. My wheel is turned, but it's just I'm going so fast that it's not going to hit the wall. Trust me. But anyway, this is the view I was staying with, and as you can see, my wheel is just going to graze the right side of that line, giving me not a penalty, so that I would be able to be successful while still going around that corner as fast as I could. Let's carry on. Third gear through there. Fourth gear, fifth gear. Just a little bit of throttle. And you early short shift to third gear through there, otherwise you get too much wheel spin. It's like that in a lot of the key corners. So let's look behind us here. Buddy looks like he's starting to catch up. It's a tiny little bit, probably using more of his overtake function. And as you can see on the map there in the upper right hand corner, you can see that the group is starting to become spread out. It's a good lap. Well, okay, not a fast lap, let's be honest. 144 dead, and that's not a fast lap. We are racing against some other A level and a few S level drivers, not many. I think there was, what, 4 or 5 in here? And then a few B rated drivers as well. Mostly A's though. And this, caught it right there, brake just after the apex, hold third, a little bit of wheel spin there, even in third gear as you saw there. Still just outside of slipstream range there. Let's change the camera angle here and see how far he is. I think he might have actually just been in slipstream range, maybe not. But it's so quick through that chicane. It's unbelievable. So, you also had to think about fuel during this race because, let's look what he's doing back here. You also had to think about fuel because, oh, see you later, nice. Because you did have to make pit stop. The required tires for this race were harbs, but you were allowed to have mediums. So you, what I thought the ideal strategy is this was to get ahead so that I wasn't playing catch up on the second half, which I didn't think was very good because it's never ideal, you know, thinking, oh, I'm just going to put the mediums on, the better tires on in the second half and then catch up and pass everyone. No, that's a terrible idea. Because you actually go slower trying to pass people because you're not on an ideal line. So my thoughts were that if I ran the best tires I could in the first section of the race, which ended up being, I think it was 9 laps, then I could pull ahead, leave my worries behind me, not to quote the Lion King, and then go on the hard tires in the last few laps just to kind of get them out of the way when my grip on the mediums was starting to run out, when my fuel was starting to run out, kind of do it all in one shot. I didn't believe in a two-stop race because that would just mean too much time in the pits, and I didn't think anybody else would be willing to do that I was with. My buddy just there in second place just goes into the grass. You can see how that guy cuts it all close. The guy in front, but the guy in third place that we're watching went a little wide and couldn't actually get on the throttle right away. And number 2 there, P2, just went a little wide there too, and that gives him the advantage to get a bit of a higher top speed. Is he using the overtake? No, he's not. He's just using the straight up draft. Ooh. I don't know what that was. Maybe you didn't see him there. Yeah, these cars do max out at a certain range. Oh no, he's going to steal it from him. Oh no, he went on the grass. Oh no. Oh, buddy. That's so unfortunate. I didn't even know that happened behind me. He's down in 4th place. Who's behind him? Okay, well, let's go back into 3rd. Now we're with the Lotus livery, even though it's either a Honda or a Toyota. Cool, though. And here we are with the AlphaTauri, who has been nipping at my heels. He is well outside of the slipstream range as I continue on here. And I've been saving my overtake function. You actually save fuel when you don't use it as well, for obvious reasons. And just trying to make as quick of a lap here as I can, consistently with a 44. Probably just because I'm trying to just not screw up. There you go. You see how much I'm cutting the corner there. It's still safe. Basically trying to use up as much of the track as I possibly can. And you can see the tire wear in the bottom left-hand side. It's starting to go just a little bit red. We're on lap 5 of 13. We have a pretty decent gap. Holy cow. Wow. I don't know what happened there. I'm kind of tempted to see. Oh, maybe he's not so far back. I guess it was just the speed that was spacing this out. Short shift to 3rd there. Now, I don't know what everyone else had their traction control set to either, but I had mine set to 2 during the race. I don't fully trust myself to have it at 0. 1 I can sometimes do, and but 2 was like, just because of how technical it is and whatnot, I wanted to be a little safe. I know that, you know, I was still getting a little bit of wheel spin at certain corners, like especially this one up here. It might happen here. You see, no wheel spin that time. That was good. I short shifted and didn't spin. It looks so much slower from this angle. We'll actually, at the end of this lap, we'll actually go by and do a my driver's perspective for the full lap. But we got quite a gap. Quite a gap behind us now, so I mean, I can be safe. Now, mind you, I know that I was driving not the most aggressive, but still like ish, just so that I could maintain this spacing. And the group is really spaced out now if you look at the map. Brake balance is set -1 to the front. Alright, let's go through the driver cam. This is what I am seeing. So there we go. 144.4. Terrible exit out of that corner. Terrible. They did not use all of the track width, but he is still very far behind us, which does change in the future. But I'm safe to say that I have a good lead right now. You know, it's funny because after watching some of the other YouTubers, I can see places in this where I think to myself, just right now, like, man, I could have made up so much time in certain corners. There's some other YouTubers out there who are pretty fast. And although I'm just starting, I think I'm doing not too bad. This is my first ever Nations Cup that I've participated in, really, for this many races. Ooh, that was close. Oh, yes. So as you can see, let's go back a little bit there. Look at my throttle. Watch this. You see I had to let off. So we downshift to 3rd, kind of go around, keep momentum, and then power. Oh, wait, there's a wall. Power. Yeah. So I knew that I was losing time right there just because I had to let off and then back on again. And you'd be surprised how much someone can catch up to you just because you let off the throttle a little bit and had to make a steering adjustment. I know there's time to be made up in all of the corners, but I'm still getting to know everything. So as we go, as we progress, we shall get better. And there's one lap. There we go. So let's see what P2 is up to. So he's still exiting out of the corner in second gear. I was trying to short shift, and ooh, look at that, P8. P9, okay. The 82K curb rider is coming out of the pits. He's coming out at P9, right behind 8th place, trying to use some draft now. If I were him, I'd use some overtake. There he goes. It's going to be way easier to overtake coming before the corner. Now, in my opinion, he braked. Sorry, didn't get on the throttle fast enough. But let's go up a couple places. This is, I can't see the name there, of P5. But I know he was definitely within contention, if I remember correctly, because I think he ended up making a few passes. You can see how close he cut the corner there. Here's P5, he's coming around. P4, still within the slipstream very well of P3. Everybody seems to be running about a 44 around here, 144. He is at a 147 in his lap 5. I don't know what happened there. Strange. And you can see from this angle as we went around the corner there, I don't know what happened there. He didn't go down to the second gear. But P2, it looks like he's catching up a little bit. Mr. Lotus. Yeah. So let's change the angle. The Bronze. Yes, that's right. The Bronze was a contender through most of the race. He's got some good lines, not cutting it too much, going wide where he should. And now I'll go up to myself, Starman 2112. If anybody gets that reference, please comment. Just let me know what you think Starman 2112 means. I kind of basically gave it away just now, just by saying it. You should be able to get it. Anybody who's over the age of, I think, 30 should be able to get it. I almost told you how old I am. I like the camera angles of this. We just made a simple livery just before the race, actually. I don't think that's quite British Racing Green, though. Now that I'm looking at it, that's definitely not. And here we go into the pits. Lap 9 going into 10. Let's look at our fuel. Oh, yeah, we are down to a sliver. So we're going to come in. We're going to pit. P4, P2, P3, P5. So everybody is in the pits. Everybody. Oh no, we've got a big accident right coming into the, oh shit. Oh god, that's gotta be terrible. So let's go back a few minutes here. I kinda wanna see, what was that, P7? I think it was P9. Let's see what happens here. Oh man. They're dueling. Who's going to be the first one into the pits? Because that will ultimately decide who comes out first. Oh, yes. That's terrible, but Oh, they're not going to go in the pits. So who was I looking at? Let's go. Was it Motor? Oh yeah, that's right. It was Motorhead. That's right. It was Motorhead. And let's see what happens here. He slides. He goes off the track. Oh no, he hit the grass. That's what happened. Okay. Well, anyway, we leave the pits. The pit crew does an amazing job, as they always do, because they're computerized and whatever. On to the hards we go. It seems there's... Yeah, other people are just starting to leave the pits now. Ooh, and the Bronze did not take as much fuel as we did because he exited the pits much sooner than it took us to exit the pits, as you can see. And there's also a battle going on right here now between Bam and Junior, the Alpha Tauri. Oh man, is there ever some... Wow. Sliding around like crazy. Kind of interested to see how this ends. I mean, we know we were in first place, currently trying to keep a gap above the Bronze. Just double check on that. He's right behind us. As you can see, Bam and Junior are still very much fighting. Oh no, Bam hit the wall, comes around. Oh, he hit the wall again. He's gonna have to use some boost function, which he does, to try to catch up without going outside of the slipstream. So smart, however, not smart that he hit the wall. But my goodness, it's good that he kept it anyway. Oh Bam! Oh Bam! Oh damn! How much does he have? So Junior has a little bit more overtake. The Bronze has none, which I thought was really surprising. He has no overtake left. So if for whatever reason it comes down to the final turn in 2 laps time, and somebody's, you know, on his slipstream and passes him, he's screwed. That's... no. Sorry. I have just over a half. I'd say that's about 2/3. I've been trying to save it. I remember during the actual race that the only times I was using it just now, as you just saw, was when P2 was just almost within slipstream range. And as you can see, I use it just a little bit more again here. It's important. Oh shit. And then I hit the wall, probably because I didn't brake in time. That's my own fault. Not paying attention. Probably looking too much at the times instead of where I'm going. Let's see if I can nail this apex here. Looks like I did. The camera angle was not the best, and I keep using overtake because it seems like the Bronze is just on me. He's a great driver then, so let's stay in front of him, use that overtake button, use more fuel, get away from him. Using it down the back straight, almost at a quarter, staying just outside of the range. Because even if you're using the overtake button and it is within slipstream range, that just makes it even stronger slipstream for him, as long as he can stay within it. So it is a double whammy if... So he is close. He's starting to close in on us. And you can see I am just continually using the overtake button. Not sure if it's because he is just getting the trail ends of my slipstream there and I'm trying to stay away from him, but damn. Up the front straight. As you can see here, he is trying so hard to catch me. 16.2 is a fairly respectable time. And he does not short shift as early as I think I did there. And you can see that's just, my rear end is just so... He wants it! I can just imagine what he's thinking this entire time. He's been staring at my tailpipes. Let's go to P3. P4. Okay, P4 seems to have trailed off well outside of the slipstream range. P3. He doesn't cut that corner there. P2 is starting just a little bit to fall back now. Let's go back here. Do I need the overtake button? I use it. Looking back, let's see how we do. He's well with outside of the range there. No need for the overtake button. Let's leave the sliver. We got 1 lap left. Let's leave it. Maxing out the car. Braking. Gentle on the turn in 3rd gear and avoid spins. Over to the second part of the back straight. Into the last corner. Second last corner of, last corner of the second last lap. On to the last lap. Here we go. Now we gotta nail it. Now I take that as wide as I can to carry as much speed. Trying to stay as far away as possible. And he's used all of his overtakes, so for him, he is just, he's not able to give me any function, so I do have that little bit of an edge on him, just in case it does go down in the last laps. And unfortunately, I don't nail that corner. And so he's going to catch up. Look at how much time he gains on me. Just because I messed up that corner, I went slightly wide there. You'll see. Boom. So close there. Well within slipstream range. So I'm trying to avoid it now because I don't want to make a mistake in these corners. I'm trying to avoid the overtake. I don't want to use it in these corners now. So it's getting prickly on this last lap. Nail this last exit. I am slow through there and I know it. Let's take a quick look back. He's still just nipping at our heels. Overtake function. Use all of it. All of it. Send it home. He's just right there. We have 2 more corners left. He's just, P3 is right on there. And here we go. Watch me cross that finish line. Boom! Yeah, and that was epic. And there we go. Look at that. Look at that car. Send me home to victory. That was my first ever Nations Cup win in driver rating A, which is big points for me. That ended up being 151 points. I got the point for pole position as well, so I imagine that's where the extra 1 came from. And that was big for me. That caught me up to some other competitors in Canada, and caught me up to my buddy Jeff a little bit. He when he raced, he finished 3rd, and on that same time the server was open, I wasn't on the exact same race as he was, but during the time that the server was open, I finished 6th. I was not happy, so the second time I finished 12th, and then on the 3rd time I finished 5th, and that was that. And then I had to go again because I just was not happy. If I couldn't get better points than Jeff, I wasn't happy. So Jeff commented later, and he messaged me and he said, you know, good job. He said you got some big balls going again on the very last server, knowing you're not gonna know what's gonna happen. But I was nervous. That was a nerve-wracking race, and I took this photo as a result. This was just prior to my livery. I should probably update this, I suppose. However, very happy. Very, very happy with that. Yeah. So, in case I don't talk to you all again before the holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope you all are staying safe. I don't know about the rest of the world here, but here in Canada, certain provinces are starting another lockdown. That may very well mean that we get lots of chances for, our hobbies, such as Gran Turismo, other video games. I also make some here. But yeah, Merry Christmas.